You're listening to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays on a Sunday.
What's up, everybody?
What's good?
So, episode 12.
It was good. The pacing was good, and
I thought it was good. We didn't get no Tiger Lily and Niles and everything, but I thought it was pretty good. I mean, we're watching the Vea, Rory, and Sunny saga kind of unravel, which I'm kind of excited about because they've been selling us this huge blow up all season. And what
mm-hmm,
I realized tonight was the blow up is cut into two parts because the part where he was walking in the parking lot and he's like, "I'm sick of your bullshit." I thought that was part of the first fight. That's actually
mm-hmm.
part of the second fight, which we saw is going to happen. I guess next week or whenever they're going to air it. But him and Rory had a pretty heated discussion at the pool table. So I wanted to ask you, why do you think Rory is so standoffish towards Sunny? Because right, like if they're not together, they decided to just be friends. Why is he being such a dickhead to him?
So, well, let's back up. I mean, in that little argument, who do you think was the dickhead, Rory or Sonny?
Well, Sonny was a dickhead too, but I feel
Mm-hmm,
like Rory he was very, what's the word to describe it? Like even when Sonny got there, Rory was just like, "Hey, nice to meet you." Like I felt like he had a guard up, like he had
mm-hmm.
something to prove, and I'm trying to figure out if you don't want to be with this girl, why do you hate her boyfriend? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I meet my friends' boyfriends or whatever, I don't hate them because I don't want to be with my friends. If I have a reason to hate them, I will. But I'm trying to figure out why he doesn't like him so much if he doesn't want to be with her.
I don't know. I think it just like devolves into cavemanism, where it's just like you end up being like two cavemen with like their male egos, and it's like a battle of that who's going to be the alpha male, and then that's why it devolves into like a fight.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. I do. I think that they were both trying to show who could hit their chest the hardest. Like they were both being
Hmm.
gorillas, like, and it's funny.
Yeah.
One of the I can't talk, X tweets that I saw earlier, they were like, imagine two men fighting over Vea. And I was like, right? Can you imagine that? No offense, Vea, but two men ready to kick each other ass over you. That's crazy. I would never. Like, honestly, I would never.
And then obviously like Sonny, his fight or flight response went off, and then he mainly has a fight response.
Well, yeah, everything is I'm done, I'm running away. I'm
Mhm.
like giving up. Like that's his response to everything. I think it's funny though because when she slept with him, he was on top of the world. He was happy. He even described her as he was like, "We're perfect together" in one of his little in the moment interviews. And then the second
Mhm.
something goes wrong, he's like, "Get the fuck away from me. I hate you. Go back to America. You're disgusting." It's like it's so erratic. It's so one side or the other. It's nothing in the middle. And it makes me wonder, what's up with him? Why does he go off the deep end at the sign of trouble? Every relationship got issues. Every time there's an issue, he's ready to tell her to get away from me.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a feeling it was gonna turn into a train wreck fight. Because first of all, well, I'm trying to remember. Does Sonny, is he allowed to drink alcohol or no?
Well, in his religion, he's not supposed to drink alcohol. He's not supposed to have sex before marriage. But
Hmm.
Vegas, that he drinks, he goes out to clubs, so
Hmm.
he's not like what I guess you would call like an orthodox Muslim.
Hmm.
He doesn't follow the teachings to the T. So he's not supposed to drink. He's not supposed to commit adultery, that type of stuff. But he kind of adopts his own rules and goes about it however he wants to go about it.
Well, okay. So do you think if they were both like drinking or buying each other drinks, do you think that would have made it more mellow or even more of a fight if they're both drunk?
I don't know. I feel like being drunk brings out your true colors. So like
Mhm.
if they really felt this way about each other, then I feel like it would have been probably more physical
Mhm.
thing. I mean, I don't know. I felt like my question was, why is it a requirement for Sonny to meet Rory? Because I was like, what is the significance of
Mhm.
that? Because if like I have a best friend, my best friend is a woman. Obviously, I would want my friends to get along, but it's not going to be if they don't get along that the relationship can't continue. It's never going to be that situation. I know how to keep people away from each other. Like if that's the
Yeah.
situation, I'll just keep y'all away from each other. Y'all don't have to hang out. You know.
Yeah, no, it was weird how in the morning after they banged, how she kind of brought it up first thing in the morning. But that all that made me feel was the producers kind of like went in her ear and said, "Hey, it's about time we have a little another meetup with Rory and Sonny." I feel like the producers kind of put her up to it.
So here's my question: do you think that in order for her to be featured on this season, the producers, because I'm pretty sure, I can't prove this, but I'm pretty sure that Vaya could have produced any of her friends to go with her on this trip to South Africa. Do you think
Hmm.
producers were like, well, this story will work if you bring your ex boyfriend with you on the trip and then force them to meet each other? Like, how real do you think this is versus they thought this would be a good storyline for the season?
That's a good theory. I didn't think about that. I mean, it sounds plausible.
Because keep in mind, she had two local Orlando friends that she brought over who were also featured on the show. And, I'm not saying I don't know their lives. I'm not saying that they could have had, time to go to South Africa. I don't know that. But it's just really interesting that they picked the one person in the world that he didn't want with her or near her to accompany her on the trip. And then, because people on X were like, well, if I did bring my ex, and it was for emotional support and safety, the last thing I would do is purposely bring him around the person that I'm with, knowing that I know he doesn't like that he's there or whatever. So they're like, it would be easy for you to bring him there and hide him, right? If nothing was going on and you only wanted him there because you were scared to travel, why make it known that he's there? Like I feel like it's all storyline.
yeah, no, it feels very storyline and well, okay, and then Rory, I mean, do you in terms of like looks and stuff, do you see him as like a scrappy guy? Like, does he look like somebody that could like throw down or something?
I don't know. When I saw the way that he was like getting defensive towards Sonny, I kind of did see him as like a bar fight type guy for a second. Like when he was like,
Mhm,
I don't give a, how you feel. I don't care if you like me. Like I did kind of see him going off, like flipping off a little bit. And I was like, I don't know. You know, I did see him maybe throwing a punch. I could see that. I don't see Sonny as a throwing a punch dude. I don't see that at all.
mhm.
I feel like he's a lover, not a fighter. So I feel like
Yeah.
Rory was to swing on him, it would knock him out and he would be on the ground. He would be down for the count, right? Like he'd be down for the count.
Mhm. Yeah, Rory, yeah, like he looks like he's not afraid of getting like a cut. Getting like a bruise or a cut or anything.
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't know if he can fight, but I think
Hmm.
he would get into a fight, right? If that makes
Yeah.
like because there are people like that. They can't fight, but they will start a fight. And I don't
Hmm.
think he can hold his own, but he looks like the type that would start shit. He does.
Yeah. True. And then I will just real quick, I will say, yeah, I did once I realized Niles is not on this episode, I did miss him, but I did not miss Tiger Lily and Adnan at all.
Right, right. It's the small victories. We got to celebrate the small victories. She makes my head hurt, like
Hmm.
her voice, and then like her stupidity. She makes my head hurt. Like it boggles my mind and aches my mind to know that there are people that stupid in the world. Like she's so annoying, and it's like I'm trying to be open minded, but I don't believe anything at all whatsoever in her storyline. So I feel like her being on the show is an insult to my intelligence. Like I feel like it's
Hmm.
insulting that the producers think that I would even buy any of this crap. So I feel like I'm being insulted.
Hmm. Speaking of being insulted, like, what was the whole, or what's your whole theory when Joe opens the door and there's like cream or like whatever, lotion on his like
You
face?
know what? I didn't even notice it until I saw your tweet. That is crazy, right? I didn't even notice the stuff on his face. And when I saw your tweet and what you said, I immediately spit my drink out because I was like, okay, hilarious. When I saw it though, I was like, oh, it's that stuff that you put on pimples, right? I just my assumption.
Uh,
But
oh,
when I saw,
like acne cream.
yeah, yeah, because you put it on,
Hmm.
you like sleep in it or whatever. So I was like, that's what I thought. But then when I saw your tweet, and I was like, what if he was in the middle of that, and he was doing, and then he heard the door, and then I just immediately started laughing because that was a better explanation.
Hmm. Well, I mean, my tweet was obviously like a goof, but like if you want my real theory, because it was weird, because when he opened the door, it was like dripping down his forehead a little bit, and then but here's my theory is I feel like they were doing kind of shtick in the sense of like I don't know if the producers put him up to it or if he just thought it'd be funny where it's like let me just slap like dripping lotion on my face and answer the door that way it'll be funny, and then if they think it's funny they'll keep it in the show. If they don't like it, I could always clean my face and we could reopen the door, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't notice it right away, right? I noticed it
Hmm.
like once you I saw your tweet and then I looked and I was like, holy shit. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with him. I mean, it's crazy to me that he had all these people calling and texting and knocking at the door. Like, I'm such a light sleeper, right? So if my air conditioner switches on and off, you know how like your air is
Hmm.
off at night, that wakes me up.
Yeah,
So like the fact
same.
you got like people banging on your door, calling you, texting you, FaceTiming you, and nobody like was he like on a coke filled like knockout hangover? Like I've never in my life slept that hard. So I was trying to understand how it would even be possible to sleep through all that.
Well, it would, and again, I'm not saying Joe is a drug user, but the drug of sleepers would be heroin.
Oh, is that the one that knocks you out?
That's the one that not makes you nod off or something.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know him at all, so I don't know. It's alleged, but you would have to
Yeah.
be on something because, like, honestly, when and also if I have a flight the next day, I can barely sleep anyway because I'm scared I'm gonna like sleep in. So
Hmm.
let's talk about the fact that he didn't even pack for the flight. The morning of the flight, he hadn't even packed a suitcase.
Hmm.
I'm trying to understand what 30 something year old man doesn't pack knowing that he's gonna go to another country for 3 weeks. Like, I'm trying to understand. You didn't even pack anything, not even like the day of. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I don't have an explanation other than I feel like he's trying to create a character. To me, it's like a character. He's making a character of like a aloof guy who's kind of like doesn't have his shit straight because it's more entertaining than if he had all the shit straight. So if he answers the door with like well, yeah, I could say the word jizz dripping down his forehead, and then like not packed, and then they leave, and then he forgets his passport, and they got to return. To me, I think he's just doing a goofy character. Cause you know what it reminds me of is there's a writer on the Howard Stern show named like Benji Bronk, and he's just like a goofball, and he's kind of like eccentric or whatever, and he's out there and he does weird crap, and it just reminds me of him where he's doing like a goofy character like Andy Kaufman type shit.
I mean, if I was gonna create a character, I don't know if this is the route I would go.
Hmm.
Because it sticks when you go on TV. People always know you for that persona. It sticks. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that was the route I would go, but I mean, if you want to be memorable, you want to be memorable because remember what you posted about Corona, and she changed her name. Like so. If people want to be memorable, they will go out of their way to be memorable in some way, and maybe this is his way of getting that done.
Yeah, one thing I didn't tweet about it, but like when I did notice when he was he was boarding the plane. I saw the reflection on his sunglasses. He had like a selfie stick. That's how he was recording, was with a selfie stick, and I always kind of pay attention to those things.
Oh yeah, so when they're filming in the airport, they're self filming. The flight. Okay, so this is gonna sound really weird. The production people are actually on the flight with you, but
Hmm.
film with you because you can't film using like an actual camera on the airplane, and then anything past TSA you can't film with like a professional camera. So
Hmm.
you have to use the selfie stick and self film once you go through TSA and get on the plane and stuff. But the producers
Okay.
are on the plane with you. But if they were to pull out the camera and start filming, they would get removed from the plane. So you can only use your phone.
Okay, that's good. Like inside
Yeah,
production
I
tea.
thought it was. I was like, so y'all on the plane and y'all can't film, but yeah, if you pull out a professional film camera on a private, well, I guess it's a commercial airline, they'll kick you off the plane. You can only use your phone.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But that's good. That's a good nugget.
Yeah,
Um,
it's interesting because I was like, why are they self filming when the producers are sitting 2 seats, 2 rows behind you? It's just weird, but yeah.
yeah. So I'm going by chronology of my tweets, but so what do you think the whole Vanja story?
I don't know because Bozo's friends are on her side, which kind of caught me off guard because I assumed that he would have given them the story beforehand and they would have took his side, but they didn't. And they said something interesting. They were like, she's out of his league, and he's screwing it all up. And he kept saying like, I'm not talking to my ex, and they were like, why don't you just be honest? So I feel like he might be talking to an ex, but I'm not
Hmm.
sold on anything at this point. I'm just confused because in the very beginning when we first met him, his mom was like, when he was like, I met a woman, and she's like, a woman? You met a woman? Like almost like surprised that it was a woman and not a man. Like, so I'm really
Hmm.
confused by the whole vibe and situation of him. I don't know what it is. I can't put my
Hmm.
finger on it. A lot of people think that he's back with the ex. That's what, because that's literally 2 months before she got there, they were back together, or something along the lines of that. And he ghosted her while he was with the ex. So everyone's like, "Oh yeah, she
Hmm.
decided." Because a lot of women are like, when you want your ex back, when you know that somebody else wants your ex. So I think that maybe his ex found out he was with Vanja, and then she was like, "Well, nah, that's my property," and she's inserting herself back in the situation. But honestly, I don't know what the deal is with him. I don't see why any women are fighting over this dude. To be honest, I don't get it.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My whole problem was just I'm bored with the lack of activity of the storyline. It's just the same. They're spinning in circles. The same things happening every week.
Yeah, she wants attention. She wants what do you call it? Validation. He gives none. And he actually punished her this episode. She asked for special time with him, like one on one, because she's like, all he wants to do is take me around Croatia, and I don't want to do that. I want to get to know him. And he was like, well, now that you've asked for time, now you need to spend time by yourself. Like he punished
Mhm.
for asking for time with her. And I'm just like, I'm trying to understand what would possess a 38-year-old with no job who lives with his mom and auntie to tell a girl that
Mhm.
to have sex with him to leave me alone. What would possess you to do something like that? I'm trying to understand.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. This is a very superficial and shallow question, but anyway, um, so what are your thoughts on like if you went on a first date and then a woman has like a giant mole? Does that like bother you, slow you down at all?
Wait, a giant mole. Where specifically is the mole? Like on her face?
Yeah, I mean, well, because Vanja has one.
Yeah, hers is like above her eyebrow, right?
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, does that turn you off at all?
Mole isn't black though, right? It's like it's skin. It's
It's like let's say brown or something.
yeah. Okay, so I don't. All right, so sounding shallow. Okay, so a black mole is way worse than me than like a flesh color or a lighter color mole. If that
Mhm.
like if it's a big black mole somewhere in the face, that could be an issue for me depending on like if it's a hairy mole or
Mhm.
I I don't know.
Well, okay, so do you think Bozo is at all turned off by her mole?
Uh I don't know. I don't feel like her mole is that bad.
Hmm.
Like for me, it wouldn't be a deal breaker. Like hers isn't that bad.
Yeah,
I,
that was just,
it could.
that was just a theory.
I mean, it could be. I don't know what his deal is. I've been trying to figure it out. Like, I'm not even sold that he's like into women. I'm like
Hmm.
on the fence with everything with him at the moment. I'm not even sure. Like, I can't read him. He's an unreadable book.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hopefully something happens more interesting next week
Well, yeah.
with them.
They figure this shit out, or she goes home. One or the other.
Hmm.
I'm tired of the same thing. I need
Yeah.
to happen.
True. Okay, let's go to Lauren. I mean, the thing that caught my attention and a lot of people's attention was how he eats. Were you surprised how he shovels food in his mouth?
I was surprised by the shovel method. Um, but then again, we did watch him cook like a full seafood meal in like a
Hmm.
bathroom sink. So
And he
I
does those like Instagram videos where he eats random shit raw.
right. So I wasn't like completely shocked, but it was shocking to me that he would eat like that in front of people like that he just met. Cuz like I have pretty bad habits, right? Like I have some bad habits, but when I'm trying to make a good impression or I'm meeting people or there's a professional setting, I try to act like I have manners and sense. So the fact that he was eating that way was weird. And I said to my one friend, I was like, maybe on the days that he's not with Faith, he's not eating because he did show up for $46, right? I remember he had $46, and then when the money ran out, he was just gonna assume Faith was gonna give him money. So like maybe the days that Faith is working and she's not with him, he's not eating because he was eating like somebody who
Mhm.
hadn't eaten for a while. Because
Mhm.
I was like, hasn't eaten for a while, like maybe because Faith works 3 or 4 jobs. She made it clear she wasn't dedicating that whole trip to him. She had other shit going on. So I was like, maybe the days that he's not with her, he's not eating, and that's just how hungry he was.
That's a funny theory. Yeah, maybe he was starving and then he.
Yeah, he was eating like a starving man.
Mhm.
I was like, that's how a starving man would eat. And I was like, it's very possible he has no money, and he's in this foreign country, and he has no one to give him food. So I was like, maybe this is like he's only eating every couple of days.
I mean, he wasn't in the military, was he? Because I know in the military you have to eat really fast. Like you don't have
I
time.
don't think so. He didn't mention the military because we talked to him a lot about his
Yeah,
past. He didn't mention the military. I feel like Loren, he doesn't have military characteristics,
yeah. I don't know if he has that
right?
discipline.
Yeah, I don't. He doesn't have it. Yeah, the qualities you need to be a military person, I don't see those qualities in him at
Mm.
all.
Oh, and then I had a funny, not to like, I had a funny caption on my Instagram, like as far as Lauren, because I posted that tweet where I was like, "Who eats like that? Get Lauren a shovel spoon." But then on Instagram, I said, Lauren really is a maniac, but you gotta love him in a Walmart greeter kind of way.
Oh, okay. I get that. He definitely is. What's the nicest way to say that? Oh, yeah, yeah. Someone who you treat with a little extra care. That's the best
Mhm.
way to put that.
Yeah.
I, he's a lot of fun, but we know that he's not playing with a full deck of cards.
Mhm.
We know that. We're not even sure if like the majority of the cards are there. We could be talking half a deck. Right? Like it could very well be half a deck at this point.
Yeah. So let's see. What are your thoughts now that you saw more of Magda?
Okay, so Magda's hot, right? She's hot.
Hmm.
That's what we at. And I think that she flashed her whole ass to the airport. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
So when they met, her ass was out for like a good 90 seconds at the airport. And she was pretty touchy feely at the airport. So it was really interesting to me that she was like, "Oh, we're not gonna have sex. I don't not
Hmm.
until I get to America, not until I get to my green card." And then she said later in the episode, after he got there, she was like, "Oh, we're gonna go and spend some intimate time together."
Hmm.
So I was like, intimate mean to her? Because to me, that means y'all will be having sex, which you said you weren't gonna do. And I think that her having sex with him after she said she wouldn't is basically going to make him feel like he doesn't have to put a ring on it as fast
Hmm.
as she said, and she's not going to end up getting that green card.
Hmm. But yeah, based on this episode, it definitely seemed the way she was looking at him in the airport. She definitely maybe she was like impressed by the camera crew or something, but she definitely had like love in her eyes.
Well, yeah, I saw that because when I was hearing about her and we saw her on Facetime, I thought she was definitely in it for the green card. She didn't want anything to do with him, but she tried to jump his bones in the airport, and I was just like, this is not the vibe that I got.
Hmm.
I didn't. I kind of saw that with Niles and Matilda too. Like I thought she was way more into him than I thought she was when they met. So, and I was like, okay, so maybe it's not. It's not like, oh, she wants to move to the USA and get money out of him. Like maybe it's not all that. Maybe she actually is attracted to him also. Don't get me wrong. I think she's digging for gold. I think that's an obvious.
Hmm.
But when I saw her first, the first thing that she reminded me of, I thought of Yara. Did
Hmm.
you get any other cast member vibes when you saw her like for the first time?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, I'm not. I can't think of anything. But the tweet I said was like, "How many seasons until Rob the Knob bangs her in the pool in Mexico?" Since that's the 90 Day Fiance pipeline.
Oh yeah, that could be like 90-day resort Mexico
Hmm. Yeah.
season three, right? I mean, I highly doubt her and Joey are gonna make it very far. So
Hmm.
I would say like three, not two though. Two would be that next year, so like three.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. I can't place of who she reminds me of, but yeah, somebody said she was giving Anfisa vibes.
I heard that too. Yeah, I heard the Anfisa vibes. I was thinking Yara, and then another person that came to mind was Julia
Hmm.
from Brand Julia. I was
Hmm.
kind of getting Julia vibes at first. But more so like new Yara,
Mhm.
not current Yara, but like when we first met Yara,
Mhm.
like those vibes. Because remember when we thought Yara was a gold digger in the
Mhm.
very, very beginning, and then it comes to find out she's making more money than Jovi now? Like, because I used to feel that way about Yara in the beginning until she got here and proved me wrong.
Mhm. But yeah, well, TLC posted like that intro of her playing like beach volleyball and running around with her dog in yoga pants and stuff. They posted that clip on their social media feeds, like on their Instagram over the weekend. So yeah, so they were making sure that so everyone knows there's a hot chick coming up.
Yeah, they were. It was a pre-warning, so we knew what was coming. But this is a typical story. Whenever we get, and I was like, if anybody's going all the way to Poland to get a girl, she's gonna be hot,
Mhm.
right? Like if you go all the way to Brazil or what was it, Russia, you're gonna bring back a hot chick. You're not going over there just to get anybody.
Mhm.
So I wasn't surprised that she was hot. I was surprised more so that she liked him.
Mhm.
Now, I was more so shocked by that because when I was seeing her package, her little intro package, I didn't get vibes that she wanted anything other than money and a green card. So when she like was jumping his bones at the airport, that was more surprising for me.
Yeah, isn't Poland known more for like their blondes?
Yeah, blonde chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only part that surprised me.
Also, I assumed that Poland was cold and snowy, so when I saw her on the beach, I was like, "Damn, I need to do my geography," because I was like, I don't know why I assumed Poland was like this gloomy, cold, snowy place,
Mhm.
and then they like how pretty it was in the beach and the scenery, and I was like, "Damn, I need to get out more."
Yeah, you need to research your globe. You need to have like a globe in front of you at all times now.
Yeah, like this is not what I expected at all. Like I thought it was gonna be ugly and cold and snowy and a bunch of people with bad teeth,
Mhm.
and it wasn't at all. I was like, damn, I really do need to get out more and learn more.
True. All right, let's see. What did you think of the whole bombshell that Brian dropped where he said he was married 4 times?
Oh yeah, we knew that, but
Hmm.
I guess Ingrid was completely unaware that he. Well, she had to know that he was married at least once because he did tell. Eventually, he told her his injury happened from an ex-wife.
Mm.
So we know that she was aware of at least one marriage. So the three additional marriages were news to her. And, I think Brian has made a reputation of omitting information. Like he gets people to like him based on
Hmm.
not telling what's really going on
Yeah,
with him. And I
he
think,
like lies by omission.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, well, she didn't ask. And I'm like, okay, so if you were an axe murderer, but the person that you were on the date with didn't ask you that you were an axe murderer, like that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like people shouldn't have to ask you. You want her to marry you, move to another country with you, bring her child with you, and then you want her to take care of you and stick catheters in your penis, but you don't want to tell her that you were married 4 times.
Mhm.
Like you got to be honest with people, and I feel like his whole demeanor, his whole mo, is being dishonest to people. I feel like that's why his one wife tried to end him. I feel like he's a bad dude, right? Like you have
Mhm.
to really piss a woman off that she won't just divorce you. She wants to have somebody take you out. You got to really piss a woman off for that.
Mhm. Um, I was thrown off by a comment. Somebody said, "Go see the world, Shabooty," but shouldn't it be say, "Go see the world, George"?
Oh shit. Yeah, that was me. I'm the uncultured one here, guys. I'm the one that thought that Iceland. Wait, I think I thought that Iceland.
Mm.
Wait, no, not there's. I had another theory about a country not too long ago, and I was completely wrong about it too. I think I was right about Iceland. It was ice, um, but yeah, I thought Poland was like basically Iceland. It was cold
Mhm.
all the time. Couldn't enjoy it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm the one that needs to travel more. I have a passport, guys. I just need to travel more.
Mhm. Were you impressed when Brian was tagging along on the bike ride with like the belt and?
I don't know if I was impressed. Okay, so I want to say something embarrassing. I was laughing at that, and I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not.
Mhm.
I don't know why it was funny, but I don't know. It was just funny to me, and I was like, I don't want to be a bad person, but why would he volunteer to like rope himself to the bike?
Mhm.
I don't know. It was a weird situation. I
Mhm.
mean, I like that he wanted to include himself in the activity, but I was like, what if she hit like a pothole and he just went flying out of the chair? Like I just saw a lot of craziness in that. So
Or like,
I
or he like loses grip and then he rolls into traffic.
Well, yeah, there's so many things that could go wrong, and I was like, see, I know you want to be normal and you want to do the same things that everyone else can, but also this is stupid. You know, like
Mm.
don't. I just saw all the obstacles. There was like curb, so like if he hit the curb, he's flying out of the chair, and I'm like, you're just gonna break the rest of your bones at this point.
Yeah. Well, I didn't laugh, so I must be a great person. No, I'm
You must
kidding.
be the person because I was laughing and I did feel bad.
Mhm.
I felt really bad that I was laughing, but I also felt like this is stupid what he's doing because there's so many ways that he could get injured doing what he was doing.
True. So, as far as like Sonny and Bea, do you feel like? Because I remember we had a theory where we said, "Oh, they're going to be like the couple that's cut out real quick because it just ends real, it fizzles immediately."
Yeah, so the preview for next week, well, it kind of ended this week with him running out into the parking lot saying,
Mhm.
"I'm done. I'm really done this time." I don't know.
But well, so,
I
do you think the Sonny Vea thing is going to fizzle? And when I say fizzle, I mean like they're done with the show quicker, or the Vanja story?
I feel like the Vanja Boja story is probably gonna fizzle out first because she basically got up and ran from the table today, right? Like she basically said she was done. So I feel like at this point she's realizing that she's wasting her time because I think she booked 3 weeks
Hmm.
there, and then he's basically telling her like, stay in your hotel alone, stay away from me. I don't want to be bothered with you. I feel like she's probably gonna eventually just book a ticket back home or change the date
Hmm.
on her ticket. I really don't see the purpose of staying there if somebody is telling you I don't want to be around you. So I feel like that. I feel like Rory is not going to be the end of it. I feel like if Vea was to call Sonny and tell him she's going to bang him again, he would go bang her again. Like I feel
Hmm.
like that's all it would take, and they would be okay again. Because remember, he told her to f off and to go back to America, and then she banged him, and then everything was fine. So I feel like it only takes because I feel like he might actually have been a virgin because I feel like all it takes is for her to offer some, and then he's good.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they'll, since they've already banged, I think they'll get over this same argument again. And,
Well, I think if she shows up to him and gives it up, he'll be all right. I think Rory just needs to stay the fuck away from them. Like
Mhm.
honestly, like stay away. Let them be. Don't. And I blame Vea. I think Vea is the issue. She's the common denominator. And I said this before. I think she wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants to invite both her boyfriends on the same trip, and she wants them to be brother husbands. And she's living in
Mhm.
a fantasy world. It's never gonna work that way. It's never gonna happen. And it's like she's emotionally in love with Rory, physically in love with Sunny. You can't have both worlds. You can't have the cake and the icing and the ice cream. You got
Yeah.
to pick one.
No, that reminds me. Yeah, there's some women out there that they like to kind of instigate and pit two men against each other to have them fight over them, so then they boost their ego that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Women like that. I mean, and maybe that's what she's doing because I don't see the purpose. I feel like if he was there in his hotel and they were in a different hotel, then they should have never crossed paths. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why they're not. Y'all aren't getting married. There's no reason why y'all need to meet each other yet. They're not even engaged.
Mhm.
Like, she should work on figuring out if this is a real relationship for her first before she brings her ex baby daddy into the situation.
Yeah. Going back to like Lauren with the, so I guess so. Faith has a trans like sister.
Yeah, she has a trans sister named B.
Hmm.
Bea. I don't know how you say it. It's Bea. It might be Bea.
Hmm.
Yeah, she has a trans sister and twin brothers, so she has a pretty diverse
Hmm.
family. I was surprised,
Yeah.
but I was also surprised by. Ooh, how do I say this? I gotta be sensitive. Okay, so Faith is a better looking passing transgender sister. Okay,
Hmm.
is that a
Yeah.
fight?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was surprised by that. I was just like, oh wow, Faith is way more passing than her sister, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. Well, the part that I thought was interesting was the less attractive sister. She was the one that was like, "Oh, you got to give Lauren another chance. Like all people make mistakes. You gotta work it out with this American."
Well, she said at the dinner table, she was like, I never thought that Faith could bag an American.
Hmm.
So, which I thought was funny because I was like, so you ain't got no faith in your sister at all? Like, you didn't think to pull it off? Like, no offense, but Faith is the hotter sister here. Like, no offense, but if
Hmm.
she, anybody on bag an American, it wouldn't have been you. You know, like that was a hater comment in itself, right? I was like, why you hating on her? You just mad because she did it and you can't, you know?
Yeah, the sister needs to date Chitty because the sister is not that hot. But let me not bash her.
Well, yeah, I don't want to bash, but yeah, Faith is really the hotter sister in this situation. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, damn, Faith got all
Mhm.
the genes. Because I was like, her sister looks awful. Like, not only did she look awful, she looked old. Because I was like, what happened here?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about Renee and Chitty, did we?
Oh, no, no, no. Well, it was just Renee this
Oh yeah.
episode. She said some crap tonight. She was like, Chitty was dead to her. She said that she felt that he was dead and gone. And she also said some bold shit. She's like, oh, he's going to reach out to me and I'm gonna keep him blocked. Like she said that he's gonna come crawling back to her, which I thought was really funny because Chitty has been trying to break up with her for half the trip.
Mhm.
Right? Like Chitty has been trying to send her ass back to New Mexico since she got there, but she's under the impression that, he's gonna come crawling back. And I'm like, if you look up delusion in the dictionary, there's a picture of Renee
Mhm.
being delusional. Like she's the most delusional person in the world. And I really do believe her when she says she's an alien because I don't think she's human.
Mhm.
The way she acts and reacts and thinks, she's not a human. She's a creature of some type or sort, but I don't know what type of creature she is. I
Mhm.
don't know what she.
True. Yeah, she's out there. But like, as far as I mean, it's kind of like it could be a larger topic maybe for Friday, but at some point, I don't know if we may need like 20 minutes just for the one topic. But there's the whole Chitty like GoFundMe thing that's going on now.
Oh yeah, that's a drawn out.
Yeah.
That's a drawn out subject because I have a million thoughts on that.
Yeah, and there's
So
a lot of like details and like who's behind the GoFundMe, whose names are on it. Like there's a lot
yeah,
of details.
yeah, I have a lot. So that'll probably be better for a Friday topic
Yeah.
because I watched that whole video twice
Hmm.
because I had notes from it first time and I was like, well, wait, what? And then I had to watch it again. See, I have a lot to go on that, and I think that yeah, I don't even want to talk about it
Well, yeah,
yet. I
let's
don't want to
okay.
talk about.
We'll just tease it. So hopefully next Friday or this Friday, we're gonna. There's a topic of Chitty has a GoFundMe set up for his like to cure his blindness, but it's a
Yeah,
whole that could be like 30 minutes to talk about it.
yeah. There's a lot of different theories and subjects and moving pieces to the story, so it'll take a minute. But oh, did you see that Scott and Angela are throwing? Angela's having a birthday party, and Scott is her special guest. Did you see that?
No, I know Angela's going to Canada again, but
No, no, no. This is a birthday party.
hmm
I'll send it to you. Somebody sent it to me. And it's a birthday party. It didn't say where it was. I'm assuming somewhere in Florida.
yeah.
And it said that she was having her birthday bash, and then Scott was the special guest.
Hmm.
And it had to DM her to get information on how to attend the party or whatever.
Hmm.
So, what do you think about that? So Scott popped back up on Instagram. He's been gone for a week and a half, and his first post was he's going to be the special guest at Angela's birthday party.
Well, so is it open to the public?
I mean, it was an open post.
Hmm.
I mean, it said if you want to attend, DM for more details. Yeah, I'm sure you have to pay.
Yeah, no, that's
Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm
yeah,
sure
don't
it's.
it ain't gonna be free. I'm pretty sure when you DM, they tell you where to send your money.
Hmm.
But it's you want it to go. What was weird though, it didn't have a location in it because I was like, well, how would I know if I want to go if I don't know where it is?
Hmm.
'Cause if I have to fly all the way to Canada, I don't want to go. So I would need to know that. But I don't know. It was posted, and the post didn't have a lot of likes. But I'm wondering, would people want to go to a party and see Angela and Scott at the party? Like, is that something people want?
I mean, I would feel weird spending money to enter Angel's birthday party if it was like a free thing, maybe.
I mean, when she had her birthday party at Hogan's Hangout
Hmm.
in Tampa, I don't think you had to pay. I don't know. Well, yeah, I think you might have to pay to get into Hogan's Hangout. Now that I'm like thinking back, I
Hmm.
think you have to pay just like a cover to get in,
Yeah.
and then go. But like, I know when she was planning that LA party, it was in Los Angeles. The tickets were like $100 and something dollars,
Oh, the one that
but
was in cahoots with her like plastic surgeon guy.
yeah, it got canceled
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But the tickets were like $100 something dollars, but it came with like food, like you would eat. I
Hmm.
don't. know the drink situation, but I think you could eat and then you had to dress up. Because I was going to that one, but then it got canceled. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'll be fun from our position of influence. It'll be funny to go and like take photos and goof on them and stuff like that. But as a regular civilian, it would be weird to go in a non social media influencer capacity.
yeah, I mean, if it's in Florida, I know Scott's. He's not local to me anymore. He used to be pretty close. I think he's in Naples now.
Mm,
But if it's in here or Tampa, I might.
yeah.
I'll let you. I could get to Tampa in an hour and some change. So I might go
Mhm.
and I'll report back to the group on what's going on. So we know what's going on firsthand. But I haven't heard any location yet, so I don't know.
True. All right. Well, I think we hit all of our B90 topics. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we end it?
No, I think we got all the B90 because yeah, we didn't get any Tiger Puff and Niles. But tomorrow, in case anybody didn't know, you know how you were able to stream the other way so far
Hmm.
on Max Discovery. You are not allowed. They won't give you the option to stream the tell all. So if you haven't already, go and set your DVR if you're going to be at work or if you're not going to be able to watch it live, because it won't show up until streaming until both tell alls have aired.
Hmm.
So you 2 weeks before you get to see it. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware so they don't try to stream it tomorrow and it's not there and you don't have your DVR set. Have a backup plan because you cannot, just like this is the exact same thing that happened with Happily Ever After Tell All. They would not let us stream it. You had to watch it live.
Yeah, I'm gonna be annoyed if I get a ton of mentions asking like, "Where is the show? I can't. I don't see it."
Well, you would think people know by now, but apparently they don't, because
Mhm.
people were asking today. They were like, "So can I stream?" And I was like, "No, they ended that
Mhm.
with Happily Ever After. You gotta set your DVR, watch it live, or you gotta wait till it's all done and over with, and then they put it on there and call it an uncensored tell-all, which is a complete waste of time. But whatever.
Yeah, like if you're listening and you're like down on your finances, you could try doing like a Philo free trial and then or a YouTube TV free trial. But the YouTube TV, if you can't afford it, be sure to cancel it because I think it cost me like $72 or something a month. So
What? That's expensive for YouTube TV.
yeah,
That's crazy. Wow.
but
I
I need it for my 90-day my Love After Lockup.
Well, yeah, you can't really. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how much cable costs because it's part of, we pay HOA dues and the cable and stuff is included.
Hmm.
So no, I don't get a bill. I just pay the HOA people and then they pay the cable people.
Yeah.
So when people tell me how much it really costs, I'm always shocked because I don't know. I don't get a
Hmm.
bill.
No, it was weird when I first signed up. It was like I signed up like early when it first came out, and then it was like $35, and then they keep boosting the price as the time goes on. So now it's up to like $72, I think.
Holy crap! Yeah, I had Philo when I was in Ohio, and it's like super cheap. I want to say I
Mm.
paid like less than $50
Yeah,
a month for all the channels.
true. So it,
Maybe it was
wait,
it was cheap.
yeah, but yeah. So anyway, I think that was our final topic.
Yeah, that's the final topic, guys. Tomorrow's the other way.
Mhm.
And then Friday we'll be back for 90 Day Fiance Fridays on a Friday, and we got a bunch of different things that happened this week or will happen this week that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, and then I guess depending on how good the tell-all is, if let's say if the tell-all is super juicy, but I always feel like the part two will probably be better than part one. But in the instance of the tell-all being super juicy, maybe I'll ask George. I know George does his like Facebook Live, so check him out after the show airs. But I'll see if George, if it's amazing, maybe we'll do a emergency Twitter space at some point too.
Yeah, yeah. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
If it's really good, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll hold off and then talk about it next week.
Yeah, true that. All right. Well, thank you for listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays on a Sunday, right?
On a Sunday, everybody have a good night, and don't forget DVR that tell off for tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon.
No doubt. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.